Hi, welcome to Eastern Wellness with Dr. Sufei Kaim. Eastern Wellness with Dr. Kaim is a weekly podcast meant for anyone looking for ways to improve the quality of their life regardless of their current health status. Eastern Wellness with Dr. Kaim covers a variety of different health and wellness topics like nutrition, sleep, exercise, toxins, emotional health, and so much more. Dr. Kaim interviews health experts about tips, techniques, and trends in wellness, as well as regular people who have their own wellness pearls to share. For more health and wellness tips and resources, visit Dr. Sufei Kaim's YouTube channel, and that's Dr. Sufei Kaim, SUFEIKIME. Thanks for listening.
On today's episode, I sit down with Dr. Angel Hong and talk with her, and I have been known Dr. Angel Hong for more than 20 years. We are good friends for a long time. So I'm going to have her tell us about yourself and what you do and area of your expertise.
Okay, well, hi, I'm Angel, Dr. Angel Hong. I am a chiropractor and acupuncturist, and I'm currently working for VA Health Network at Iowa City Health Network's Veteran Affairs, and I specialize basically chiropractic and acupuncture, seeing lots of veterans and doing what I enjoy the most. And thank you for having me here.
So what are your 3 top wellness tips?
Give you something really quick, brief. I would say eat well, move well, and think well.
Cool. Okay. So what's your favorite success story?
There's quite a few stories, but one of my pretty interesting one was a patient of mine who had about over 20 years of a petroleum poison. And she had tried all kind of a health modality, tried to help her to manage her life because anything that she is made from petroleum, which around our environment, many of the stuff is made of petroleum, such as laundry detergent or perfume or things like that, and she's allergic to it. After she started seeing me with acupuncture and herbal medicine, and she actually has less and less issues. And so I saw her for about a year, and she was able to be around with other people, going to church or go out to shop. So that was kind of an interesting case for me.
Anything else that you like? Wow. Anything?
Well, I think that the successful story mainly is when you can see what you do impact other people's life, especially quality of life. I think that's the reward. And for her, seeing her was not able to function daily before, probably about 4 or 5 days out of the week, she would be either in bed, not able to do any daily activities, and that's pretty dramatic. I mean, then she was able to actually only have 1 or 2 times of a episode per month that make a huge impact for her as far as quality of life. And of course, there's other stories, but just give you one that is kind of interesting. I would say she was one of the fun part of the successful story.
Awesome. So could you tell me we think of, right now we talk about acupuncture. Could you explain to me what's acupuncture?
Sure. Well, most of you guys know acu means sharp object, like needle. Puncture means piercing through. So acupuncture basically is using needle to puncture skin to the point. if the people who does not know what acupuncture is we have a meridian channels that is a pathway. And in the meridian channels, we have things that flow in there, which in Chinese word we call qi. And qi is essentially, it's an air, it's a force, it's an energy, it's a heat. That's all the symbol in Chinese character called qi. So in the pathway, we have this air, this force, this energy, this heat that flow in there. And acupuncture points, which we have more than 360 of them, we actually found even more. And those points is acting like the door. So we're using acupuncture needle, which is metal. It's a surgical grade stainless steel, highly polished disposable needles. The reason it's a metal is because our body also have a lot of positive and negative charge. We're using that needle to conduct a positive and negative charge to keep that door open. So whatever being stagnant or being stuck inside that channel can flow free. That's how I usually explain to my patient in a very simple way. So using the metal needle to keep the door open, therefore the energy can flow. And once our energy can flow, and a lot of those interference can be removed.
Awesome. So, so what's the most common challenge to health and wellness you are seeing in your practice right now?
Well, because currently I am working with veterans only, a lot of referrals from primary practitioners is mainly pain control. So with the opioid crisis that United States we have experienced for the past few decades, and I give you a lot of credit, they finally realized prescribing opioids to veterans is not a solution. Therefore, they realize veterans has a great success relief either from acupuncture or chiropractic. And so the number one challenge I have is try to get the veterans understand to reduce their pain. It's not just medication, it's not just acupuncture, it's not just chiropractic. The effort has to both weigh from practitioner and the patient themselves. They have to want to be well. They have to, put in certain effort. I can help patient to open the door, but if they keep closing the door, and that pain relief won't be there. The effort is not going to be 100% there. So I think that the number one challenge is getting people to understand the cause of the problem and to take accountability for their body, for their health is one of the toughest things. Because most of us, we want something instant. They want an instant relief. They want an instant result. They want to go back to when they were 20s. And to get that realization is something you have to educate your patient about. So education is something I put in a lot of efforts, and to get patient to understand you need to take responsibility for your body is more important than counting on the practitioner give you something, to relieve their discomfort, their pain.
Okay, so for the people who doesn't know, so the VA does to get to the veteran the acupuncture and chiropractic treatment right now.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
So I mean, because not everybody know right now, VA do offer acupuncture and chiropractic treatment to the veterans in US right now.
Not all VA offer that, but it's getting more and more because I believe in our mission, all VA now is try to incorporate specialty care, which including chiropractic and acupuncture. As far as the do all veterans know VA offer that or not? Not all of them, but anytime when they mention to their providers that they are having, especially like number one is low back pain, and a lot of practitioner is educated to offer something that is non-invasive. It's not a opioid medicine. They often do offer them physical therapy, chiropractic, acupuncture, something that is not become addicted to it, like opioid medicine.
Okay, awesome. So why does acupuncture work?
Well, first of all, acupuncture has more than almost 3,000 years of history. And if something did not work, I always joke with my patient, if something did not work, it's not going to last that long.
Mm-hmm.
I often tell patients 3,000 years ago, people have low back pain, had a low back pain, people had diarrhea, right? People had a headache. But 3,000 years ago, we did not have the modern technology. We didn't have an MRI. We didn't have a, X-ray. We didn't have a Tylenol. So what do we do for people, right? So, our ancestors, they're smart. I always joke about, I'm not that smart. I just apply what, they already study and apply to what I can do for veterans. So we got to remember the natural healing is what God has provided us. I'm pretty sure many of you have read on the Bible. The one that created us will heal us. So I think acupuncture and chiropractic have a similar philosophy, is to remove that interference of our body, not just to put a Band-Aid on it.
Okay, awesome. So my next question for you, who is a health and wellness innovator you admire and respect?
There is a one doctor that I have gone to her speech. Her name is Dr. Terry Wells. Some of you probably will heard about her. She is big about functional medicine, and she herself has MS. And back in the early 2000s, when she first diagnosed, being a medical doctor, she started out with conventional medicine treatment, but it did not make her well. She ended up was on electric wheelchair. And then when she started to actually using natural remedies and other method of health treatment, such as yoga, acupuncture, massage therapy, and things like that, she was got herself pretty well, and become a year later was able to ride a bike for 20 miles. So when I remember reading her book, she said, quote unquote, before, when my students or patient ask me anything about alternative health or nutrition, I always tell them that those were bogus, until she got sick. And then, now she realized, I had to unquote it because I'm pretty much doing the paraphrasing. And then she realized there's much more than just conventional medicine. So Dr. Terry Wells was someone I had spoke to, and then she, encouraged me continue study. And for me, I admire someone like that was when they only have narrow-minded point of view for what they were trained for, and then learn to realize that wasn't the only thing. And so she was someone big involved with the MS community. She has her own foundation. She's actually retired VA practitioner and a professor at University of Iowa. So I would say I give Dr. Terry Wells a lot of credit for me to continue learn because of what she had gone through.
So what is the best health and wellness advice you've ever given?
One of my Chinese medicine professor used to say, if you want to be a good doctor, take care of the problem. But if you want to be the best doctor, prevent the problem. And that was always one of my motto is, I'm greedy, I want to be the best, but truly, we're not just going to take care of the problem. You want to be the best, you want to prevent the problem. And so I think that was one of the best advice I have ever given is to understand, don't just wait until the problem comes, prevent the problem happen.
That's awesome. Prevention, prevention, prevention. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That will be easier than to when you get sick, then, yeah. I
Yes.
totally understand that. So are there any new health and wellness trends you want to try?
Well, there, the past couple of years, one of my mentors in Oklahoma, where I started my VA career at, and he was a big about laser acupuncture, and unfortunately, he passed away last month. It broke my heart. But laser acupuncture has a great impact. To me, it's one of the new trend I would like to learn even more. So something like that is another things I'm trying, because we were trying to initiate research for laser acupuncture. And now I'm in Iowa City. I really would like to do that as well. So something laser and acupuncture research study would be something I would like to, in the near future, hopefully be able to initiate it or collaborate with some other VA facility.
Yeah. So are you currently use the laser in the practice right now?
My privately, yes, I do. And at Iowa City, there is no cold laser acupuncture yet. When I was at Oklahoma, yes, I applied laser acupuncture in laser treatment, not just acupuncture, also the laser treatment for chiropractic patients as well.
So you can tell from our accent, we are both from Taiwan. So how you made the journey from Taiwan to become a chiropractor? Could you share your journey with us?
Sure. Well, I came to United States back in 1993 because my husband, who is, we call it ABC, not too many people probably know ABC means American born Chinese. When I first came over here, Sufa and I, the reason we are a good friend also because we both went to the same college in Taiwan. So when I came over here, my childhood dream was I always wanted to be a doctor. But with a life change, everything that dream was on hold until I was close to 35 years old. I told my husband, if I don't pursue my dream another few years later, I will be, I probably will regret again. So that's how I started, and I decided to look into which health care I want to be involved. I know I definitely want to help people with my heart, because that was my dream, is to care for people. So when I went to visit Palmer at the time, Dr. Van Wagner, who was the ambassador for Palmer College of Chiropractic, and what he said during that speech that embedded in my brain. And that was the reason I decided to go to Palmer to be a chiropractor. And he was talking about his injury when he was young with a snowmobile. And the medical doctor told his parents that he would never walk again. Obviously, he was walking because his parents took him to chiropractor. And he said, medicine saved my life, but chiropractic gave my life back. After what he said about that, I said, that's what I want to be. And that's how I started my journey with chiropractic. And I also, with my heritage being a Chinese medicine, acupuncture, it's always something that I'm intrigued about. So that's another reason I want to incorporate whatever the Chinese medicine, acupuncture I can do along with the chiropractic to give a patient the best result of their wellness.
Awesome. So how can listener connect with you?
Well, currently I really not doing private practice. And if they really want to contact me, if they have any question, they can write me an email at angelhomedc@yahoo.com. That would be my first name, last name, plus dc@yahoo.com. And I'll be glad to answer any question the best I can.
Awesome. So could you tell me, like, I understand you say the 3 wellness tip is eat well, move well, and think well. Can you explain a little bit more detail about that 3 tips?
Sure, I'll elaborate a little bit more. When I talk to patients, I always say, when we don't feel well, okay, the reason we don't feel well, not necessarily is a structure. And the way I give patients, when we don't feel well, I call the tag, the TAG. The tag is the reason that causing us to have some issues. Either we already have an issue that will aggravate even more, or if that will create the issue. So the tag, the T would be trauma, toxin, and thoughts. And trauma that including, injury or accident, surgery, posture, and even the weather consider is a trauma to our body, a stress. And different type of weather, affect different type of tissue. And give you example, like wind can affect our tendon ligament, dampness can affect our muscle, and so on and so forth. So that would be the movement part. So it's a trauma. And second part would be the toxin. And toxin can be literally, of course, toxic stuff. But over here, we're actually talking about the food that we eat, which each food has a certain property, and according to our body constitution. So I'll give you an example. If this person has a tendon ligament problem, such as a hernia disc, that's considered a tendon ligament cartilage. So weather-wise, it's going to be like a wind or excessive heat. Then come to the food. There are certain food can create wind and heat, such as chili pepper. It doesn't have to eat as temperature hot. They can make you start to sweat. Creates a lot of internal heat. Now, come to the thoughts. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard this expression, it scared me so much I peed my pants. But probably no one ever heard say, I'm so angry I peed my pants. So different type of emotion can affect different type of organs and can affect different type of tissue. Now, anger, frustration can make you start to become hot and sweat. So if today is a windy, hot day and you decide to have a barbecue, it's also changing the food property, become a heat, then you run into some heated conversation with your buddies about current affair. 1, 2, and 3. That definitely is going to intensify whatever the problem you have. So keeping harmony and keeping balance and knowing what's the cause of your problem and being mindful, it is very important. Now, if you don't have any other problem, you don't, you're pretty healthy, you know, you maintain, you know, doc, you know, I don't have a lot of stress, you know, I move well, you know, and that's great. So keeping yourself balanced, you know, that's why I say move well, eat well, and think well. That's a very important thing. Now, A for aging. Aging is inevitable. Okay, we all get older, but I think aging is like a car. You know, today it doesn't matter if I drive Toyota and you drive Lexus. 300,000 miles, we're all going to get wear and tearing. We can change that. Okay, so I might get some white hair and some wrinkles, but if you make sure you don't get too many accidents and you change oil and flush the engines, you're not driving 200 miles an hour, and your car might be driving longer and better. Unless we got lemon card, genetic run, and unfortunately we cannot change the outcome, but we can deal with it. So that's basically, I teach patient, you know, I call TAG, T for 3, trauma, toxin, thoughts. Means you got to move well, you got to eat well, you got to think well. And aging, just make sure you protect those 3 T's. And then, of course, you know, genetic, we can change that. So I hope I elaborate that a little bit more for you, and then, you know, for the audience to understand what I meant.
Yeah. So based on our conversation, I want to have I want to issue a 24-hour challenge to the listener, like you go out to move and eat good and think well. I think that's really important for the health and wellness. Thank you so much, Dr. Angel Hong, for your today's time and to teach us some of all the Chinese medicine and acupuncture. And I'm so happy that you can help in our national veteran in terms of their health and wellness. So
Well, thank you for having me, and it's my honor, you know, to be able to contribute part of my what I can do for veterans. Thank you.
yeah, okay, bye bye.
Bye now.